Welcome back to another episode of the Good Enough Gaming Podcast. This week's episode is entitled, You Gotta Be For the King Kidding Me 2. Imagine you're in a world with constant looming danger, and you and some fellow townsfolk band together and try to combat the wilds, monsters, undead, and more. Got your attention yet? Now imagine you and your party only have a limited time to liberate your fellow people and right the course of history before it is too late. The stakes are high, the mechanics are strategic, the world is tiled, and the characters and monsters are both endearing and comical. So if you have ever fought off a big boner before... If you've ever fought off a big boner before, man, will this game feel like home to you. All right, so listen up, Busker. Get the Friar going, dip in the potatoes and chickens raised by the local farmers, and indulge in the breakdown of today's game with your favorite group of scholars and strategists here at Good Enough Gaming. Hope you have a stable hand and perked up ears as we discuss For the King 2. Now, Chris, welcome. Thank you for joining us and suffering through that.
No, honestly, I'm mostly impressed by that title. I'm going to be using that one in the next piece of copy.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
That might be the best part of guest episodes is Daryl's title and intro, just to see people's reactions to like Daryl's comedy and like research to what he can pull together. To
just how he's able to mix it all with game related things.
And then I get to read it every time.
Yeah, that's the best
which
part.
Is the
That's
best.
even better.
And if you didn't have any context for the boner thing, like you just
It
just
seems
want to understand.
Yeah.
But it's so good. Jordan and I were dying laughing, running into the giant bone guy in the one area whose name is Boner.
Boner.
And I was like,
Bonner the Golem.
Maybe it's Bonner.
Yeah, it's got an
Bonaire.
accent
Maybe
to
he's
it.
French.
yeah. It's French Canadian. It's Bonaire.
Chris, welcome. Thank you once again for joining us. I have a very important question to start. What would you say it is you do there?
Well, that's the question. Mostly handle community management. I do a lot of play testing as well, so I play the game sort of in the early stages and some little Q&A pieces here and there, but mostly community management and sort of some marketing aspects. Community management in games industry is like 35 different fields, all sort of packed into one role
as it goes.
Yeah, it's just kind of as it goes.
Kind of a catch-all.
Yeah,
So you do have a lot of hats there. Right?
yeah, there's a lot of hats. Yeah. I've also dabbled in a few other little things internally. I wrote all the dialogue for the Dark Carnival.
oh, cool.
Oh, sweet.
And a couple of the item descriptions and stuff in there. So if you've ran into the Party Rock in Dark Carnival, he's a favorite of mine that I wrote some of the stupid little lines for. So
Just a little bias.
yeah, just a little bias. Yeah.
I've been enjoying even there's a lot of those little quips that the characters say that the items have as descriptions, what they're called, those little things, all the little puns.
Oh yeah.
Have tickled my fancy quite a bit.
Yeah, the puns are great. They're really great.
We have like a wild amount of puns in the game, and like some of them I've had my hand on, but mostly the studio like head and the founder, they're both like Gen X dudes from Alberta, like Edmonton, and like so their point of reference is always like a range of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a whole bunch of Oilers stuff, hockey stuff, naturally. Oh no, not Flames fans. But yeah, just like a bunch of those like kind of like late 80s, early 90s like references. We got some like silly references in the achievements as well. Some real
I love those.
It's all good. I approve of all of it. Like it's so good. As you would have noticed in our intro, I do like puns.
There was a lot of good ones in there too. Yeah.
I was going to ask, how long have you been at Iron Oak?
I started, I think 2023, the start, it was like the 5th of January. So like right at the start of the new year, in a kind of funny way to start with them. I was actually a full-time streamer, living out of Saskatchewan. And I cold emailed at like 2:00 in the morning, just being like, yo,
You
here's, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You up? Here's my portfolio of me saying stupid things on Twitch. What do you think? And they were like, we'd love to pay you enough to live in Vancouver, which seems crazy to me. Because
perfect.
That ain't easy.
Yeah, no, it's it's been just about 2.5 years now.
Wow.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So the game we're talking about is For the King 1 and 2. We actually crossed paths at GameCon, but didn't get a chance to link up because it was
Very busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. For anyone that's listening and is unfamiliar, can you talk about the For the King franchise and maybe go through like basically what gameplay looks like and what the inspiration was behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. So with For the King 1, when For the King 1 started development, it was just a team of 3 people.
Wow.
So that was just the founder currently and then 2 other people. And they put together initially a board game prototype of it. So it's a physically playable version of FTK1 lives somewhere at the founder's house, I think. And from there, it kind of went into like a digital format just based on, it was, I think, 2016, I think, when the first one, we kickstarted the first one. So after a big sort of Kickstarter campaign, the first one was sort of really successful. Big roguelike kind of game. I'm personally a fan of it. I joined the team when the second one was sort of just about to come out. So I'm allowed to, no bias, say I quite like the first one. I didn't actually do any work on it. It kind of evolved from there, from this sort of Gloomhaven, some Catan kind of in there as well. D&D obviously got a lot of inspiration kind of coming from the tabletop role-playing sort of sector in general. And it was actually one of the nice things about the Edmonton con that we all kind of recently attended, was there was such a huge tabletop sort of atmosphere there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we were meeting people who sort of love tabletop games who'd never heard of For the King, because we'd only really ever been engaging with video game players before. And so we kind of met a lot of those.
It's a nice crossover.
Yeah, it's like a really good crossover. Yeah. And that was actually our first Canadian convention as well. So we're, kind of holding in on those.
It's a good way to start.
Yeah. Yes. Fantastic way to start as well. Yeah. But yeah, for the King 2, we kind of evolved more of For the King 1. One of the reasons why For the King 2 initially started to exist was actually sort of a problem, an actual hitch that we had with For the King 1, which is For the King 1 we created for PC initially, and then ported to console with a third-party company. But the porting was kind of happening alongside while we were developing DLC. So they were working off a different version. And in the end, it came out that the console doesn't have all the same DLC as the PC version. And there was sort of no way to realign that. So FTK2 kind of came around in that, like, we wanted to do a better experience for console players, like from the get-go sort of thing. So that was kind of where FTK2 started. And I mean, we wanted to continue the series in general. So FTK2 was sort of the natural progression on that. But yeah, those sort of like building blocks from FTK1 were kind of the thing that really made FTK2 come into existence. Some of the feedback we got was that, like, the campaign in FTK1 was sort of one big block, and people wanted more sort of shortened, cut down sessions, which is why in FTK2 you've got like a 5-6 hour type adventures split across like 5 campaigns now.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That makes sense.
Because I think typically when we talk to like indie devs, usually it's like, this is my first game, or like, this is the game we made. And then obviously you mentioned Kickstarter. When you go from like number 1 to number 2 in the indie space, like how does that work? Is that like, well, now we have sales, so we can roll that into like development costs, or is that still like reset Kickstarter again? Like how does that actually work in that realm?
Yeah, and for us, it's a bit of a weird scenario, because we had Kickstarter for the first game, and then I think we got picked up by a publisher towards launch, who then like covered porting costs and things like that.
Okay, cool.
Which is kind of similar to the second one. We're still the same publisher. It's Curve Games. They're based out of the UK. And they've been great. They will come across and visit us in Vancouver pretty often, and we'll face-to-face chat about a lot of stuff, and they've been really engaged with us and really supportive of the second game as well. So that's been kind of a relief, especially with the video game industry being what it is.
Yeah.
At the moment. Yeah. So we've been kind of really grateful to just have like that support from a publisher at the moment. And I think one of the big challenges is that we're in that weird space where we're like a double A studio technically, and that, you know, we're about 18 people now. And
awesome.
we have sort of a publisher relationship. So it's that weird sort of gray area of indie that sort of we fall into, which is sort of similar to someone like the Darkest Dungeon guys, like Red Hook and stuff like that. So the kind of tackling the sequel is also kind of a challenge that I'm sure they faced as well, based on sort of feedback from what they saw in their reviews and all that around launch. You know, Darkest Dungeon's a great game, and the first game had a very specific sort of vibe to it in roguelike sense, kind of in the same way that For the King 1 did. And For the King 2, we didn't just want to make For the King 1 again, but
you want to do some alterations,
but the challenge is that, you know, so many fans want For the King 1 again, which is like valid to them. HD, right? Like, and I get it, because like I play games a lot myself, probably a lot too much.
No such thing.
No such thing. No such thing.
Yeah, right. There'll be some games I'll play and I'll be like, I just want to play more of that. And you'll play the next one. You're like, oh, they changed this. That's not as cool. But like, you know, and I feel like that's just part of game development. It's the struggle of kind of filling in that second spot of, you know, especially with indie marketing. Like, when does, like, for example, was the crazy one, like Balatro 2 comes out. Like, is it just Balatro,
what do you do with that?
More cards? Like,
What do you do?
It's kind of it's a tough one, but like at the same time, I wouldn't want to be like to local thunk the developer, just be like, don't bother making another one if it's just gonna be the same, you know. Like, it's a tough conundrum when it comes to the sequel side of it.
And on top of that, how do you balance community feedback into that when you are making a second game? Yeah,
that's actually been a huge part of FTG2, and actually like something that I somewhat pride myself on with the sort of community management aspect of things. You know, we've always been very open with feedback on the community. I mean, transparently, when we launched to like 49% reviews on Steam, which is like, in industry terms, they call that dog shit, I think. So we've really been working to build it up from there. We're, I think, 0.4% away from 70% now. So like, we've really like worked at it to like, and I'm like super proud of the way that's gone. And like, I can say I'm super proud as the community manager. And, you know, there's a lot of it where I'm just chatting with people, but the developers are putting the time in and building those things. And, but there is a fine balance of community feedback versus design ethos and stuff like that. And that's something that like I've had to struggle sort of managing, because, you know, you spend however many hours a day in the community. You know, I'm on every part of the Reddit, the Discord, the social media feeds all day, every day. And people will say the same things and you'll hear a lot of the same stuff. And it's one of the challenges is being like, is this a vocal minority that feels this way? You know, are we building this for min-max players, the 0.0%, 1% or whatever of players that...
No.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Don't do that.
No, precisely. And so that's kind of one of the things that's something that we have to tackle. But on the same aspect, we can't make the game too easy, because then are we tackling the 0.1% of people who aren't good at the game, which is fine. Maybe the game's just not for them, which is
also get good.
Yeah.
That too.
There's so much of that. Yeah.
I will definitely say, like, this game it's not easy. You know, there's definitely some parts to it. There's a lot of juggling, different mechanics, and, you know, you have the constant kind of ticker of time at the top of the screen, kind of telling you to keep things moving. But I appreciate it. It's rewarding to kind of figure it out chapter to chapter. But at the same time, it's not like, to Kyle's, you know, get good comment, it's not like a Souls game where it's punishing for the sake of being punishing. Like, I think you guys, I think you guys actually kind of balance a really good level between enjoyable but still challenging.
Yeah, that's that was one of the major pieces of feedback we kind of had when we first came out with the game, is that there weren't enough ways to sort of mitigate risk. So like often it would be like you'd go into something and it would be potential for like a full party wipe, but there would be no way to sort of avoid it, or there'd be no way to improve your chances along the way. So that's something we kind of really hammered in on to make it so that if there are those things like a party death, party wipe, there's a, I think, Dark Carnival on the overworld. If you go to it and you get a sort of 2% roll, it's just game over. Like it just ends your game.
Shit.
See ya.
Yeah, which we've had people have before and come in and just be like, I will kill you. And I'll just kill you, and everything you love, I'll kill. And we have to be like, sorry. Like there's nothing really.
Try again.
Try again.
You rolled 10 natural ones in a row. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
100%. But I'll sit and I'll be like, we'll get reviews of people are like, this happened and I hate this. And I'll be like, that's just the gameplay. That's okay. I get it. And then I'll play. I literally played on stream like 2 weeks ago after reading a review where someone was like, I hate this thing. It's ruined the game for me. And it happened to me on stream. And I was like, yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
I get it. Yeah. Checks out. Yeah. So there's a lot of like with a game as sort of provocative, I think I'll say, for For the King 2 in certain aspects of the difficulty. There are some sort of vocal minority stuff that you have to ignore. But we are always kind of interested in accessibility in terms of, making it so more people can play, not just from a, dollar kind of point of getting more players, but like also the designers make stuff because they like making games. So like the more people who play, the happier we are as a studio as well.
I thought it was interesting, like even you're talking about the difficulty levels, like even in the interim choices before you start a chapter, and you can set the parameters and you can set like how difficult you want to go. You also have the advanced thing on the side there, which is really nice touch that they've done in a sense, like you can change how many lives you have at the start. You can, so you're like, I want the battle difficulty, but I want a couple more lives. Like you can kind of decide that as you go, which is a really nice facet to the game to sort of dictate. Yeah, I want a challenge, but I only want forgiveness in this category. Which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. We've actually been talking about and sort of sourcing community feedback on it. Actually, we put out a questionnaire, I think, last week on it. We're considering doing a sort of manual save system in the game to sort of reduce the roguelike aspect, but making it sort of an optional part.
So like if you die, you reload from that particular spot.
You can
interesting.
You want to. Cool. Yeah, so
a little bit of save scum aspect.
Yeah, we noticed honestly that a lot of players just save scum regardless. So it's kind of that like, do we enable them to just do it with a button instead of like kind of ugly save scum quick? Like if so many players are doing it. Yeah. Like if it's a feature that players want to the point where it's like the common behavior of, that part of the UI or whatnot, it's like, well, maybe we just add a button so that people don't have to feel like they're cheating or something like.
That's always a fun idea. I mean, you always get like the like the Skyrim where someone talks back to you and you're like, well, I'm just going to kill everyone in this village and then we'll just reset. Feel better. So just see what happens. Right?
Therapy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So can you tell me more about like the writers and the writing in the game and sort of the creative choices that they've made for this, and what was the general theme? We've talked about the puns, and I'm all in on here, but it's like
hilarious,
like the bony boogie and the names of the golems and just the write-ups about the characters. Like, is all of this like super purposeful? Is this meant to be sort of goofy so you don't get too attached to certain, because you're only with that character for a chapter? Like, what's sort of the push here?
Yeah, so like it's kind of a continuation of the first one, but I think we amped up the goofiness a little bit in FTK2. The sort of initial theming was this idea that you're part of a resistance to the Queen Rosamund's sort of corrupt forces. And the initial plan with why there are all these separate chapters is, I mean, for a mechanical reason, is for the King 1, we got feedback that it was too long. So we were like, well, but lore-wise, like story-wise, we wanted it to be like you were part of sort of a big resistance, and each character is sort of, rather than being, a rogue or, a hero or something like that. You're a blacksmith. You're a friar, like occupational stuff.
Your average Joes.
Yeah. So the idea was you're part of this huge, like everyday, every person type group. And each of you are doing your part in that sector. You handle this part of it. And then the resistance in this part is handling their part of, whatever they need to do. So that was kind of that. But then we did kind of match it with this very, I like to think of it as sort of almost like Fable, like the original like Lionhead Games Fable, that kind of like very sort of cheeky, sort of almost like a low key Monty Python in some ways, just very like, very on the nose and silly in some places, but also with that sort of very fantasy and sort of goofy kind of part to it as well.
I love it because the classes are so perfect for all of that you just described. You have the friar, you have your alchemist, and your stable hand, and the farmer, the blacksmith, the archer. Like you have some things that follow other like tropes and classes and games, but these just make it seem like, oh, this is just Joe Blow down the street in the hut that decided to pick up a pitchfork and it's time to leave town and go see if I can kill something and for the betterment of the people here. Like I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny.
It's like super cheesy, like D&D level 0 meeting at the pub. You're like, I'm sick of these haunted rats coming by. And you're like, you got your pitchfork, right? Just.
Oh God, we opened a portal to hell.
Well, that's the start of any good party, right?
And that's honestly one of the funniest things in this game is like chapter 1, you start at level 0. Like you have shit gear, you have 0 levels, 0 XP, and then you beat the chapter, you start chapter 2. It's the same thing again.
Same thing.
You're level 0, you have no gear. Like it's just it really leans into the fact that you are a nobody. And somehow you're putting this band of ragtag guys together and you're going to make something happen. Like it's pretty funny that way.
We have actually, one of the things we're potentially looking at somewhere down the line is what we're calling like very pipe dream sort of stuff is Odyssey mode, where we want to do all 5 of those chapters just smashed into one big 30-hour long chapter. And
you can't save it. You have to play it.
Is that like, what is that? The classic pause the PlayStation, turn off the TV, and come back.
When you don't have a memory card for your PS1. Yeah, exactly. And just like a huge adventure with at the end of each of those chapters, you do maybe a dungeon. It's like a time dungeon that takes you through to the next area or something like that.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
So there's something with
like some next game plus stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're toying with it.
Challenge mode.
We have like 2 more adventures coming this year as well.
What?
I was going to ask about that. I saw that there's some DLC coming. Like what is available? I guess what is available or to know.
Yeah. I don't know. So we've got 2 full sort of DLC packages coming. The first one launches quarter 3, which is I think until the end of September. So like a month and a bit from now.
Pretty soon.
And we're doing an adventure, like a full chapter. That's coming out for free. So all players will just get that straight away.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're pretty psyched about that. And we're also doing the Monk from For the King 1 is coming back.
Saw that.
That's also another free edition. So everyone gets that one as well. And then we're doing a paid character pack that will include 2 new characters, as well as a new trait, a new pet as well, which we just added recently. I don't know if you've played with the pets yet, but
we have.
Oh, nice. There'll
Silky.
be a new pet as well.
Silky. We named our spider Silky.
Did it make it to the end is the question I have to ask.
It did.
No.
Did.
Nice.
Did it?
Nice.
It did. It never died. We just didn't get to keep it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. It ran off into the sunset. Yeah, it ran off into the sunset.
Yeah, that's
some Pokemon Ash moment. Just
it was awesome.
Butterfree.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad you. I see that you have a Slowpoke
I forgot about this one.
You've got to know Bye Bye Butterfree.
Got to know the Bye Bye Butterfree. Yeah, no.
I love that we have just like shared childhoods.
Yes.
Yes.
I lived on a different continent and still had the same shared childhood, apparently. So, but yeah, we got a lot of really cool stuff coming in this DLC. The character pack will have the Toy Maker class, which is a new one that's coming in.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's we actually showed it off at Gamescom. Was the first time we showed it off actually, and it is a sort of like a necromancer in a lot of ways.
with toys?
But
With Pinocchios?
toys. Yeah, little plushies, and they're all some of them are really cute. When we first put it out, there was just the one little doll, and I went away for like a week, and I came back, and the artists were like, "Oh, we made like 6 more dolls."
Oh,
And
wow.
they all look so good. There's like a little bear one. There's a skeleton. There's like a pixie one. There's so many good ones. And
That's awesome.
you basically get the dolls. You kill an enemy and you stuff its soul into this little doll. And then you can use that to summon
that's
the enemy to
dark. I
fight
love
for
it.
you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so dark, but at the same time, like we've talked about, it's so goofy. Like the art style and like the characters and the way you can like kind of customize them and make them look like is just enough. Like I don't want to say like claymation. Like obviously as British, you'd probably be aware of Wallace and Gromit,
yeah.
like it's just enough of that to make the characters like you just look at them, you're like, these guys are like they're just so funny looking. Like, yeah, just the the villagers with pock marks and whatever, just going rising up
with the ragdoll on those models as well, and they just sort of like fly away.
That's so good. Yeah. We've thrown some bombs and some magic attacks, and guys have just like catapulted off screen, nowhere to be seen again.
It's like the falling like gang beasts, like dead body, limb, just like
just limp,
Yeah.
just limp noodle physics.
Just
we
the
killed
one.
one guy and he never fell. The other night, he just was
he just
standing there. He blew up and he just was standing perfectly
You post
straight.
it? Oh no. We actually, when we were first building out the ragdolls, we had them at about 10% of what they are now, and we did like a play test, and people were like, "Ragdoll shit, turn it up." Like,
Yeah, they
just
loved
turn it
it.
up. We were
It's
like,
awesome.
"All
I
right."
approve.
It is really funny.
Turn it up to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, just turn it all the way up.
And I think
Now-
we'll actually do an add-on. We're going to do a potentially a crazy ragdoll mode at some point where it's like turned up to
cool.
400.
Can we get Goldeneye Big Head mode or something?
Big head mode's already in. You'll be happy
Yeah,
to
They
know.
have
there.
big head mode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
Yeah,
it.
it's going to be part of that same menu. When we launched the big head mode, you had to actually do the full Konami code to unlock it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Classic.
Which, like, that was just the first 2 weeks because we snuck it in. We snuck it in just before April Fools and didn't tell anyone.
Wow.
And then April Fools rolled around and we just posted like up, down, like, and people were like, "What does this mean, huh?" And finally cracked it and
Oh, my
figured it
sweet
out.
summer child.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
That
We had
is
so
so
many people
good.
being like, "What is
The hell's this?
BA start? Like, why are you calling people BA start?" And I'm like, no, it's like buttons. It's buttons. Like, it's BA start. And they're like, "What's the start button?" And
I'm not
like,
gonna lie, I have a 4-directional lock for like my locker when I go to the gym. It is up, down, down, left, right.
Now I know how to steal your shit, Trevor.
Correct. Do you
Yeah.
guys have you thought, same thing, I don't know if this is in or not, for the Magic users paintball mode?
Oh, actually, we have something we're potentially considering called confetti mode.
Just as good.
Because
even better.
I think we're rated like 10 or something.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
so we're like, it's confetti that comes out of people when you hit them really hard.
Just pinata mode.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That's so good.
Okay. Speaking of confetti celebrating, we're gonna take a quick segment break here. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. How do you go from one to
Nobody
the
said
other?
my segues
Good
were
God.
good.
It was a good seg. It was a good
They're
seg.
functional. They're not.
Oh
They're not
boy.
pretty. They just
Yeah.
work. Anyways, we're gonna take a special trip down to the treasure trove today. Jordan, take her away.
The treasure trove.
Okay, well, welcome to the good old treasure trove. For anybody that's new to the show, this is my segment where I tend to talk about games that nobody's ever heard about before. I've been coined on this podcast as playing anything and everything, and so
It's true.
I just kind of said, fuck it, I'll lean into it a little bit. So I picked a game today, actually shout out to a different Trevor from South Carolina. He recommended this game to me, and it is phenomenal. It's called I'm probably gonna mess up the name, but I'm gonna say it's called Kaze and the Wild Masks. This game is like the old school 90s cartoon platformers that we grew up with as kids. Think of like Aladdin and Lion King, and
so frustratingly hard and impossible to beat.
Well, not quite that difficult, but this game is actually really, really cool. You play as like this rabbit with giant ears, and you can use the ears as propellers to like hover to kind of jump between platforms. Yeah. And then the cool thing with the wild masks in the name of the game, there's certain levels where you'll get like a voodoo mask that'll attach to you, and you take over the powers of that mask for the rest of the levels. So some of it is like you can now, dash teleport. Other ones are you've got a shark head. So it's a water-based level where you're propelling through as a shark to kind of swim faster. It's just it's kind of a unique little mechanic. The boss fights are, while difficult, are actually really, really well thought out and really interesting. The designs of the characters are super cool too. And it's just a super colorful 16-bit art style. As soon as I booted it up, I was like, I feel like I'm 10 years old again playing, a Super Nintendo platformer. Like, this is just, it hits the nostalgic feels. But it is also very difficult. I've had some levels where I've died probably 15, 20 times trying to make my way through. So, I think I bought it on Steam for maybe $4. So
steep price.
Your barrier to entry is very, very short. So if you're looking for a cool platformer that feels like the old 90s games of yesteryear, check it out. That's my pick for the week.
Sweet.
Awesome. Chris, you get to follow that up.
Yeah,
you got one.
That's a great pick, to be honest. I've dabbled with that game before, and it is a fantastic pick.
All right.
For my sort of treasure trove pick here, I'm going to pick one with an odd name. It's called Potato Flowers in Full Bloom.
Ooh.
Okay.
Simple name.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like being that art house nerd. You guys are like, name your favorite movie, and someone's like, oh, Transformers, and I'm mentioning some like 1960s black and white movie no one's ever heard of.
Some French noir.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So fancy.
Potato Flowers in Full Bloom is a first-person sort of old style dungeon crawler, similar to Wizardry or Etrian Odyssey is a more sort of recent example. So it's this kind of old school style first person RPG. You create your party and just sort of adventure through these dungeons. It's not like particularly overtly long. It's a pretty small developer, I think, out of Japan. But it's just got so much charm to it. Just a lot of charm to it. The fights, so you go around in first person, you're in these sort of like smaller dungeons, and then you get into a fight and it pans out. You see your little party on sort of a very like, I don't want to say basic art style, but it has this very specific art direction in it that's very cute and charming, almost like chibi style.
Okay.
And you can just spin the camera. You got like the full battlefield in front of you.
Oh, sick.
It just, and like if you pause the game, your characters, no matter where you are on the map, will go into a pose. The camera will pan out and it just shows your characters just hanging out in the dungeon. Just no matter where you are, it will just, you pause and it just pans out and suddenly they're like sitting by the fire, they're roasting marshmallows or whatever. Like just so much little cute little aspects of it that really make it sound special. But it's a small indie game. It's been out for a couple of years now, and I always do my best to tell everyone about it because I think it's awesome. Magical, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, Daryl, for your reference, when you zoom out and it's like isometric, it kind of looks like chibi Final Fantasy Tactics.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I can get into
that's
that.
the best way I could describe it.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Helium. Like that's kind of what it looks like, and it looks super cool.
I like those kinds of games. I can get into that.
Awesome.
Adding it to the list.
Sorry, say the title one more time for everyone. Just
I think it's potato flowers in full bloom.
Potato
potato
flowers.
flowers and full.
Yeah, I think it's
Nice.
on Switch, Steam. It might even be on other consoles as well, but it's out there.
Okay. Noted.
Awesome.
That's very cool.
Thank you for the entry to
Oh.
the treasure trove this week.
Yeah,
Got a
appreciate
10 out of
it.
10 on Steam, and it's
Wow.
$15 right now.
Oh,
Sweet.
Nice.
Perfect.
Instant
Add it to the
research.
list.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're coming back to For the King 2 here. And I would like to know, as the community manager, are you taking suggestions for new classes? And if any of these are bangers in the boardroom, can I get some royalties?
absolutely.
Yeah, are there royalties?
Daryl's trying to fund the podcast.
Yeah, yeah,
Daryl's picks.
That's it. If you say any good ones, I'll be like, nah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Change
Because
the
the
word
whole
or
time
something.
I'm like, I was doing chapter 1, and I was like, oh, there's more people to unlock clearly. And I was like, what else are they going to throw in there? And I was like, what if there's like the shoemaker and the bartender and like, because you can get broken bottles and stools. I was like, what if it was the starting weapon for that guy? He's just hitting people
Yeah,
with a bar
just-
stool. Just
yeah.
Chucking people out of the bar.
yeah. It's like, oh man, this would be so good.
I think we initially, the Friar, I think was initially more of a like disorderly, drunkard and bar stool type guy when we first pitched him.
Nice.
Well, his powers are perfect. So
He kind of
has the
already is,
alcoholism
yeah.
trait. Yeah.
It's so good. It's so helpful.
It's wild. Some people, players in the community when he first came out were like, I don't see it. And I was like, you just haven't unlocked him mentally. You just aren't
No.
on the right plane of
Yeah.
existence to get the Friar working for you. Because once he pops, he's like, you just
he keeps finding alcohol everywhere. He takes
Yeah.
none of the
Oh,
negative effects of using it. So you might as well just like constantly drink with
Yeah.
the guy every battle.
Yeah, you're
It's awesome.
constantly, he's hammered every fight.
pretty much. It's the way to go, honestly.
But yeah, I was.
Is that all, Daryl? You don't have any more class
Well,
suggestions?
I might have to save some, but
Oh,
We do have, I think by the end of the year, we'll have 6 new classes in the game.
Sick.
By the end of the year. So
Wow.
there'll be the 2 that are coming with the first DLC, which is the Toy Maker is one of them. And then the Fortune Teller as well is another one that's
Nice.
coming. They use tarot cards.
that's dope.
They're pretty
Oh,
good.
cool.
Yeah, kind of like Gambit, except it's like when you pull them, they do a party-wide buff or enemy-wide debuff.
Oh,
of thing.
cool.
Some of them are special. One of them like gets you a secret like fight, stuff like that. So
Oh.
it's kind of a really fun class. It's it leans into the support side of stuff as well. So you got kind of some cool ones. And then we got 3 more coming later in the year after that. One of which is from FTK1, which will be free. And then we'll do another 2 paid characters, but we haven't revealed anything about those yet.
Okay.
The village idiot, the jester,
The
I just wanna think, like-
bartender.
I think like I just go back to like Monty Python. I think of like brave Sir Robin. He's like just a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah,
Just
right.
ran away.
Yeah.
And then I think of like the nuns in the tower, like the horny nuns, like just like these hilarious, like over the top nuns.
We're just going to have a knight with one arm.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Just with the
That's
flesh
what he's
wound.
doing.
Just by the flesh wound, yeah. And then we just have these rabbits that kill people is the pet that's coming in.
Run away.
oh man, it's just so
Now-
it's so quirky and it's really enjoyable to play so far. I will tell you.
Yeah, you talk about
I'd love to hear that,
the
honestly.
being charming and just not taking itself too seriously, and like Daryl and I have been playing this co-op quite a bit, and it's just been so easy to just like pick up and hop into a chapter, and like half the time we're just laughing our ass off because of the ragdoll physics, or running into Boner the Golem and like Bony Boogie, and it's just all these different things. It's just unexpected, but it's just it's part
The
of the charm.
skeletons play rock metal on their bar
Yeah.
guitars and stuff. Like it's
Nice.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
so many good facets.
Now you guys are coming up on your 1-year anniversary for FTK 2, right?
For the console launch, yeah.
For the console launch, yeah. So I guess how big of how ambitious of a roadmap do you guys have? Like, is there 2 years worth of content that's kind of in the pipeline that you're thinking of, or what's kind of the game plan?
Yeah, so the actual like roadmap we've released is to the end of 2025. But like internally, we're always talking about what's the next step for the King 2. Part of that does sort of rely on if we launch these next two DLCs and everyone's like, actually we hate you guys, then we probably won't do another one. We're sort of basing it on not just like sales, but like whether there's an appetite for more content in the game from the community, if they're asking for more. And I think they probably will be, honestly. I think there's some real good base content that people like to just continuously revisit and stuff. So with that and sort of some of the really cool stuff we potentially have planned for the King 2, which is like pipe dream. I mentioned the potential Odyssey mode sort of thing earlier,
right?
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that in the pipe works. I mean, we've had conversations about larger multiplayer PvP. Like, there's so many different things we've chatted about.
PvP
potential, yeah. PvP was we've had that conversation before, yeah. But we're not really sure where it will go in 2026. Sort of with the games industry on fire, generally speaking, we're kind of plotting as we go and sort of trying to be more reactive more than anything, really, just to make sure we don't fall into a hole of overcommitting to a project and finding out no one wants to actually play it afterwards.
That's fair.
Fair.
But I will say it's refreshing to hear an indie studio or a studio in general actually give a shit about fan feedback and what people like want out of the game. It's kind of nice to hear how open you guys are.
Yeah.
Now, amongst all of the talk of obviously like future development for the King 2, do any of those roll into some sort of like high hopes for the King 3, like future vision board type thing? Or
I think potentially, yeah. I don't think the For the King series isn't by any means like over. I would say probably quite happily. I think if we're a studio still, there's chances out there will still be a For the King sort of happening. We are only 18 people, so whether that is the next game we end up making is For the King 3, or if it's like, we only have 18 people in studio, so everyone needs to shift to whatever we make For the Queen 1 or whatever. I don't know, whatever we go. But yeah, so as a smaller studio, we kind of have to sort of manage those, where we're going with stuff. But there's stuff from that we likely wanted to put in For the King 2, where it was like, this is a system that needs everything rewritten from the get-go. So like, hey, maybe we dreamboard that for the King 3 when we're building stuff from scratch and can put it in at the base level so that it's not sort of tacked onto the side.
Yeah, that makes sense. And is there any other dreams outside of the For the King universe?
There's like a bunch of IPs that we always like, if we could just get the IP rights to this, I think we'd make a killer video game. But there's none that we can get, I don't think.
That's like the winning the lottery.
Yeah.
If I won the lottery, I would.
Yeah. There's definitely a couple of different sort of media things out there that I think we would absolutely kill if we got our hands on. The other day we were joking. This is 100% a joke. Please do not take this one seriously. But all right,
nothing's ever serious.
World exclusive. I don't know if anyone ever saw Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah. We were joking that if we could just get the rights to Teddy Ruxpin,
my
we would
God.
kill a Teddy Ruxpin MMORPG. It would be to World of Warcraft 2. That's what I said.
Oh my God.
So World of Ruxpin. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just whimsical and
yeah.
Oh, man. So outside of yourself playtesting your game, and you going back to you streamed before you worked with a studio with Iron Oak. What are you playing right now yourself?
Personally, I play.
Or is it hard to like play games outside of work because it's part of work?
Yeah, I thought it would be, but it turns out I'm just a huge fucking nerd, so it's not that much of a problem.
Yes.
I knew you fit in here.
Yeah, no. So I mean, long before the streaming stuff, I actually used to be a games journalist in like years and years ago, like 2010 sort of era. So there's always been that kind of taking games on as a, bringing the office home, I guess, in many ways. But I just kind of enjoy video games a lot, probably unhealthily, but well, that's for a therapist.
We're a little biased.
None of us are qualified for that.
But yeah, no, at the moment, I personally am playing just a bunch of games. Final Fantasy 14, I'm a big fan of the MMO Final Fantasy 14. I play that sort of on and off, really. That's a cheap answer, honestly. I've been playing a lot of Power World lately.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I enjoy my Pokemon stuff. And I don't mind the occasional survival game. I get a little sick of them sometimes. The survival games, I think maybe a little bit too many out there sometimes, or it's
saturated.
Yeah. But I do like the occasional one. My soapbox is that survival games killed the MMORPG, and I'll rage on that till the end of time. But they're good games. But
Yeah.
man, I want World of Warcraft 2. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, right?
It's just not going to happen.
That's dangerous as shit.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Economies
Our
will crumble.
adult lives could not handle another World of Warcraft.
Jordan still wants World of StarCraft, but
I would go for it too, to be honest.
I will take any
Jordan
StarCraft
just wants
related
StarCraft
project.
Ghost.
Yeah.
That's all he's been waiting for.
still
Don't
holding
bring
his
that
breath.
up. Don't bring that up.
Kick him while he's down.
Yeah.
so he dabbles in all kinds of games. We like that.
Mhm.
We're a fan of that.
Yeah. I'll play anything really that is a gift and a curse in many ways.
Now I have to ask
That's
because, well, yeah, very much so. I have to ask because I ask every guest, what's your favorite game of all time? Got to throw it down.
Or top three.
Top three, yeah. Is a tough one. Top three, I would say, for legacy reasons, Secret of Mana on the Super Nintendo.
Ooh.
Big fan of that. Sort of kicked me
Good
off
one.
on the RPG side of things as a kid. The soundtrack's absolutely phenomenal as well.
And the series is good.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma is another one that I'm a huge fan of. I really like the first one. The second one was great. It didn't nail the magic of the first one, I would say, but it was a fantastic game nonetheless. But the first one is just something real special. And I would say it's a tough one, and it's honestly a coin flip for me between World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy 14, just because I've played them both on and off for many years at the expense of like $20 a month. So I feel like they have to fit in there somewhere.
They have to be on the list.
But
Many hours to World of
My
Warcraft.
bankroll will tell you that I need to appreciate one of these two games.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. The debt I have accrued tells me that World of Warcraft is my favorite game of all time. I think WoW
Excellent.
probably just because it is that like it is the MMO that really like not kicked it off. Obviously, you got all those other ones before it, but it's the one that popularized it in a way in sort of popular culture and probably led us where we are in many ways in the games industry, either for better or worse in some cases, to just where we are. And
the auction house.
yeah. The Diablo auction house as well was one of them.
Oh, that was such a mistake.
Fuck. Awful.
For the
Yeah.
Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go on a WoW tangent here because Daryl and I dabbled substantially.
Well, we dabbled.
Dabbled.
Dabbled is an interesting word. Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite class race combo?
I'm a big priest. Always loved priest.
Oh, okay.
Priest.
Shadow Priest or normal?
I like playing healer.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I have played Shadow Priest a whole bunch just because I wanted to level
It's awesome.
and not have to spend 400 hours killing an enemy. Priest, always been a big priest. Actually always been physically a big priest because I like playing cool Tyrant, and they are big dudes. Yeah. The big human guys. But also I've been playing like an orc priest for like 15 years now. So that's probably,
Oh man,
yeah.
like the same character.
Yeah. But like, I'm not really, the wild thing is like he's max level, and I will play on it, but like I've never been into the like show up at 7 p.m. It's guild raid time. Like I'm an LFG guy. I queue up. I do my raid once every month with a bunch of randoms who call me racial slurs, and then I'll move on with my life. You know, it's
sounds like World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
That checks out.
Sounds like the mid 2000s era.
I would always hit my like 2 hour mark in a raid, and I'd be like, I'm done with this. I'm going to destroy this for everyone, and then I'm going to leave, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we just talked about your WoW class and race. Coming back to For the King, what is your party of 4?
Yeah.
Who are you choosing in For the King
what's
to
your
make
go-tos?
your party?
That's the golden question. So I always run Minstrel in player 1 slot. And that's because they have a gold percentage boost, and I just make them my like treasurer, and so they're getting a static buff on gold, so it just builds up there in the first slot. I also like their talent based, and I think the instruments are just fun in general.
They are, yeah.
Second slot is, well, it used to be Alchemist as my sort of like DPS magic damage, basically. The Toy Maker from the new DLC has replaced the Alchemist for me.
Okay.
It just, I love summoning in video games. I think it's just a really fun mechanic. I just love it. The Toy Maker does it with last hits. So it's like their starting weapon is 2 primary attacks. So you can kind of use them to like kick enemies off and get those So I'm just really enjoying that one. For the third slot, it's either Herbalist as a sort of support. The Monk, the new Monk that's coming out, also has Party Heal. So that's another one that kind of fits into that slot.
Duly noted.
Yeah. It's got a really good set of skills. Discipline is another one that it has, which is if you kill an enemy, you give all of your teammates that have 0 focus a focus point. So it's just like party-wide focus for everyone. That's a fun
amazing.
one. Or the Fortune Teller for that slot as well, because that's another kind of support class where their weapon, you charge up. It starts off doing like 1 to 3 damage. I think at the moment it might get buffed or nerfed, so numbers aren't fully set, but you can buff their attack and it does like 2.5, 5 times damage. So like even at level 1, you're doing like 15 damage on a level 1 weapon, and you can do some crazy stuff with it. We got our first like triple like point damage with that weapon like the other day as well, where like we did an attack up and it like tripled it and double, and it goes out of pocket. It's a lot of fun though. I think people are really gonna like that one.
Wow.
And then my fourth is just Blacksmith. I played Blacksmith in the first game. It's always been my favorite sort of tank. It has Mend now, which if you have a breakable weapon, there's a chance that the Blacksmith will fix it. There's also the Berserker trait, which makes every weapon breakable, but gives you like 20% extra damage. So I like to run that with the Blacksmith and just go full like high risk, high reward.
That's awesome.
Pseudo barbarian.
Pretty much,
Speaking Daryl's language.
Yeah.
What's with that party? What is your pet companion?
I like.
Who's the favorite?
So Pogi, the mimic, is always a favorite. Just because he's so much more interesting.
Daryl has a love-hate with mimics.
I do.
I do too. Don't
my
worry.
regular D&D campaign has bamboozled me a couple times.
Yeah, that'll be mimics for you. The bamboozling is what they do best. The mimics.
I got a hug from a rug that I just couldn't shrug.
It's even worse if it's not a chest mimic. When it's other stuff mimic is like.
It's always other stuff mimics.
Yeah,
it is.
I remember there was a time where everyone wanted. I know in Dark Souls, the mimic in Dark Souls is obviously the one that a lot of people really think back to. And I remember thinking how cool a mimic ladder in Dark Souls would have been. Like you start climbing and suddenly it starts like biting up behind you.
Folds in half.
Yeah.
That's diabolical.
Yeah. I'm always for more mimics. So even though I hate them,
it's a great suggestion.
Yeah. So there'll be more mimics coming to the game. You'll be happy to know.
Great.
Perfect.
I'm even more paranoid now.
Exactly. Yeah. I know everyone's always thought that boss chests were safe. Maybe that won't be the case forever. That's all I'm saying. You know,
It's a good enough exclusive.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna.
I already have trust issues in this game for fucking mimic chests.
that's amazing.
I always knew the boss chests were safe. Damn it.
I should have just lied and just been like, yeah, some of the doors are mimics now.
Not going to update the game.
Just mess with us.
Can I revert my updates?
Just send Daryl his own special build of the game where just everything is a mimic.
It's like,
hey, devs, can we get as many mimics as possible in this game?
it's like our arachnophobia mode, but just reverse. It just turns everything into a mimic.
Man.
Ideas. You heard it here first. Internet Gaming.
Yeah, right.
All mimics, bartender.
Never trust chests.
I will say it's not a question. It's more of an appreciation that I appreciate this game is 4-player co-op and not 3-player co-op.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't know why games do that, but it drives us bananas when games are only 3-player co-op.
There are 4 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And we can get together sometimes to play games.
that's like the general consensus. I think with Before the King 1, I honestly don't know why it was 3-player in particular. My best guess is that there were 3 developers and they were like, it's
We're
just
playing
us
this
playing
together.
It. Yeah. We don't have a 4th friend to play test with. I guess the game's 3-player. I'm not really sure why, but when the second one came about, it was like from the get-go, it was like, okay, we need 4 players. Like the amount of people who messaged us from the first game, like, hey, I have to make one of my friends really lonely and sad. Can you guys not do that? I guess.
The guilt trip is on.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's one way that's a smart way to ask for a 4-player game.
Yeah. Ask for
you gotta
anything
do
really that way. Just it makes one of our friends sad, and I'll probably have to like escalate
They're really
it.
going through something right now.
They're there.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy?
So, Chris, before we wrap up, I want to ask are there any sort of like quirks or stories that went into the development of the game? Is there anything fun or
Definitely
interesting you can share?
The stool that's in the game is explicitly, so we still do have this dev. Actually, I'm saying this like we killed him or something. He's still alive for now.
All right.
We had a dev who whenever he would make a mistake, we'd always jokingly be like, go to sit on the stool, and he has a little like kids like red stool that's like under his desk. And that is why there were so many stools in the game. The only reason the stool weapon exists is because we used to use it to just audibly and visually shame someone. So that's if you wanted the lovely reasoning behind that one.
That's amazing.
This is why, like,
And now you make a character called the bartender that can use it viably.
The primary
It's his
weapon.
Main weapon
It's
choice.
his main weapon choice, yeah.
This is why I love indie dev stuff, because there's like stuff like this that goes into it that you don't get from big studios. Like this is just, it's goofy and it's amazing.
We have a weapon called Declan's bow, which I think is a big one in the community. It's like it's a bow with, I think it has like 15 intelligence on it. It's a pretty high end rare game end bow. So that one's actually named after the studio head's son. He was actually, before he joined the studio, he kickstarted the first game. And then got to a bracket where he was allowed to name it. So he named it after his, at the time, brand new born son. And so that's still, it just made it back into FTK2. So we got Declan's bow is one of our.
That's really cool.
And there was at one point, we had it so all the stone heroes in the game were different people from The Office at one point. That's the like base pool of them was. So like, I think mine was, I think a farmer who'd been like killed. He had like his like pitchfork embedded in his chest or something like that, like just stupid like dead hero poses and stuff like that. But we switched those out, I think, when we did Dark Carnival, because now if you're in the top 3 leaderboard for Dark Carnival every month, we put you into the pool of stone heroes that all players playing will find now. So
That's sick. I did not know that.
yeah, we update it monthly. We do a single player and a multiplayer one. So
That's sick.
all of them get put into the game. So you might see your character as a stone hero sometimes in someone else's game.
We got some work to do,
That
Daryl.
happen, but yeah, but
But I know what Daryl's doing later.
I don't think I'm that good at the game, but I like the chance that could happen. I enjoy that. That's sweet.
Awesome.
Well,
I think that just about does it, guys. I feel like we've grilled Chris thoroughly on all things for the king. Do we have anything else for him? No.
I'm tapped out.
If you want, where can people find For the King 1 and 2? Where can they find you on social media? Where can they find you in real life?
In real life. Here's my address. On For the King, you can find it on, the first one's on pretty much all platforms, and the second one sort of similar on all console platforms, Steam as well. You're on Game Pass as well, so if you're a person who wants to play without paying, then that's perfect. It's there. If you want to find me, I'm on mostly Blue Sky these days. I'm Slow Brewed over there, which is SLOWBREWD. I had to think out how to spell it, even though it's the name I use every single day for work. Crazy. And if you want to find me in person, you can...
No.
Catch me outside.
And Iron Oak is on Instagram as well.
Yeah, we're on Instagram. We are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, Discord.
Carrier Pigeon.
We actually are also on a whole bunch of Chinese social media as well. So if you're in China and listening, feel free to find us on those too.
All right,
there we go.
We love our Chinese listener.
we do. Hey, we do have listeners all over the world randomly.
That's
so
true.
Yep.
That's true. So Chris, thanks again for coming on here. We love talking to indie devs because I know the guys will mirror this, but like we love the passion for games, and we love to see it from people that actually care about their games and making a product that is excellent, and not just for microtransaction profit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Thank
you for making unlockables.
Yes. And it's
Unlockables.
Canadian.
Made in Canada.
Canadian,
Yeah.
Vancouver based. Most of us are Oilers fans. Sorry.
Bunch of Oilers fans living in Vancouver.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
We
what a
actually got tickets
weird-
to go
Doesn't
see
that
them
just
before,
explain
so-
Edmonton to you?
Yeah, no real Oilers fans actually live in Edmonton. That's my thing.
Yeah. What does that
I just
tell
got
you?
out.
Work with half of them.
It's like that like high school graduation. You're like, it was so fun, but in reality, you're like, it fucking sucks. This is so much. And if
I'm
your
never
studio
going
and
back.
people at work are watching this, I lived in Edmonton for like 6 years. Like,
Graduation goggles.
I get it. Yeah.
All right, so I this is just going to turn into an Oilers slander podcast. But,
Correct.
yeah, Chris, thank you again. I think it's safe to say that one was good enough.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
I think
Good
that was
enough.
For the King good enough.
Oh, man.
It's good. You know what? Better than good. Good enough.
Good enough. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at GEG Podcast. Check out our website, goodenoughgaming.com, and write us an email about anything from our episodes or something you would like us to discuss in the future. You can also now join us on Discord on the Good Enough Gaming Discord server. We really appreciate you listening and hope you continue to join us on this epic adventure of discussing all things gaming and nerdy. Please subscribe to the Good Enough Gaming podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts or wherever else you listen to your podcasts, and rate us 5 stars so we can find more good enoughers in the process. Just remember, we might not be great, but we are good enough.